Minimize this whole window. And in the background, I'm going to change everything to white. Let's create a new image. I have 5 images. I say, all right, create a new image. There's my image 6. So again, with my white background. All right, looks good. Let's come in here and let's set everything. So I can do a Control A. It'll grab all my parts in here. And let's set that to a silhouette white. Watch what happens when I right mouse click and update that view. It changes to whatever this looks like. All right, well, I want that selection set to kind of stand out so I can use it and select it and say, well, let's make it smooth, make that color. So now I can definitely see that. It kind of stands out a little bit more. Spin this around, zoom in, update this, but how do I know what it's going to look like? We have a paper space which kind of just shows us like a window of what's actually going to be in the view. So I can right mouse click and update that view, and that's what it's going to be. So I already know what it's going to look like before it's done. All right, so that looks pretty good, but I need to export this out. I need to get, maybe an image. I save that out. How do I do that? Let's come in here. Let's do a technical illustration first. Pin that open. There we go. And that looks pretty good. Let's do a preview. Let's take a look and see what it's going to look like. So we go through, it's going to create an SVG file, a scalable vector graphic, right here. So again, I can grab that, I can scale it up and down. Looks pretty good, but I don't get my colors in there. Let me do that here in a minute. It would really be nice if I could have the colors in there. Maybe I want to see what this this nut looks like. Maybe I need to see what one of these fan blades look like, and maybe I need to build material. So I need quite a few different things just to kind of dress it up, make it look a little bit nicer for us. All right, so let's do that. All right, so the first thing is, let's come in here. I don't need that anymore. Let's do a bill of materials. So looking at that, I got all those different parts. I'll select just that grouping again, and say for my bill of materials, let's generate some bill of material IDs. So all my properties that I had in SolidWorks will come across. So I get my descriptions, I can get file names, I can get whatever I want comes across. And it gives me an instance. So there's my quantity. We can show my bill of materials right there. Find my bill of materials. Here we go. Bill of materials. Where'd you go? Well, the bill of materials will show up here in a minute. Let's create some callouts off of my selection set. Create a callout. There's all my different callouts. So I can have balloons come out there. Let's move that down to there. I can move them wherever I need to. That's pretty good. And that magnet line, which I talked about in SolidWorks, came from here. So under Author, I can come here and grab my magnet. Right through there, and I can drag that just like I do in SolidWorks. So this is where they came from, and just how that's going to look. Update that view. All right, so that's pretty good. Let's come in here and let's do a detailed view. I want to be able to see what that nut and that fan blade looks like. We'll come in here and let's say I want my technical illustration. And I'm going to pre-select that nut and say, all right, let's do a detailed view. With it pre-selected, it zooms in there, finds it, and I'll create it. Creates a detailed view of that. Let's drop that down a little bit, change that size to large. Select it, I can grab the corner of it, drag it down. So that's a new feature that allows us to, a different way to create the detailed views. We can change that curvature of that arc so it goes different directions. So that's kind of nice. That looks good. Let's grab that fan blade, do a detailed view. I'm going to drop that size down just a little bit. There we go. Create that one. And it goes through and creates that view, that detailed view. Again, I'll drop that size down. And for all of those, we can change the color of that line, that arc tip. Maybe I want it to be blue, and we want the curvature to come out a little bit more. We can change the border around it to be blue as well. Change all those different things. All right, it looks pretty good. Again, I want to update that view. And now let's turn the preview on and see what it's going to look like. Create another SVG. There we go. So now I got the color view in there. There's my detailed views. And with the SVG, they're kind of hyperlinked almost. So when I go over it, it shows me what it's going to look like in the bill of materials. It highlights it for me.